to the heart of New York City, Midtown Manhattan, and we are at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball. And we've got a classic for you tonight, folks. The Sentinel One Classic, as Illinois, out of the Big Ten, will take on Cooper Flagg and the #3 team in the nation, the Duke Blue Devils. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, along with the All-American Jim Jackson, and welcome to the world's most famous arena. Folks, Duke #3. They've only lost 3 games, and they've got the best player in America in college basketball in Cooper Flagg. He's a 6'9" freshman, and he can do everything.
He can, Gus, and it's a reason why they call him the main event. And you'll see his numbers come across the board and say, wow, he's getting it done. But he's much more than just the numbers. It's a level of maturity in which this young man plays with. Keep in mind, he should be a senior in high school right now. He reclassified, but he can get to the basket, excellent rim defender, can shoot it from multiple positions on the court, all 3 levels. He can score the ball, but more importantly, very, very unselfish.
As for this Illinois team, they started the season 12-3. However, injuries and a bad flu bug has made this team not play as well as they could potentially play, but they have a freshman that's dynamic as well. He's a Lithuanian product, Kasparas Jakučionis.
Yeah, this young man, like Cooper Flagg, too, is above the level of maturity of his age. His key for him, he can score the ball at all 3 levels, stay in the game, don't commit the early fouls, make the right pass. When he does that, Gus, this is a different Illini team. Very important he hold his composure.
So, coming up, it's Illinois and Duke in the Sentinel One Classic. We'll have the starting lineup and the opening tip for you right after this. You are watching Fox Prime Time Hoops. And we've got a good one for you tonight, folks. Welcome back to the heart of New York City, Midtown Manhattan, Madison Square Garden, Illinois, ready to face Duke. Kasparas Jakučionis and Cooper Flagg will battle. Illinois, Duke on the marquee. And a look at the starting lineups powered by Ram trucks, built to serve the Fighting Illini and the Blue Devils. Who starts out for you?
Well, with no Morez Johnson in the junior in the starting lineup because of that wrist injury suffered against Michigan State, Thomas Lawson-Deschutes is going to be very important for him to man up the basket, protect the paint, and knock in some shots. And for the Duke Blue Devils, listen, Tyrese Proctor, the last 75 games, or 6 games, 17 points, 53% shooting, 48 from behind the 3, very essential.
Time now to join the 3rd member of our team roaming the sidelines tonight, the beautiful Allison Williams.
Hey there, Gus. This is Duke's 60th time playing at Madison Square Garden, or Cameron North, as their fans like to call it. But what makes this matchup so unique is they're playing in a neutral site, non-conference game so late in the regular season. We haven't seen Duke play that kind of game in 35 years, but head coach Jon Scheyer scheduled this game intentionally to get his team ready for March. He said, we need to play in this type of game, this type of atmosphere, experience the energy of the Garden, because most of our guys have never played in what they're about to experience in March, and this is as close as it's going to get.
All right, so Illinois coming into this game 5-7 in their last 12 after a 12-3 start. Jon Scheyer, 37 years old. Brad Underwood, another terrific coach for Illinois. 61 will tell you his story as this one goes along. Toss in the top, and it's controlled by the Illini. Jakučionis double teamed already.
You see the length right there by this Duke Blue Devil team having an effect early.
They're without Morez Johnson, their forward, who's been playing exceptional basketball, out with a wrist injury. Baseline jump shot, first one off the mark. Jakučionis with the rebound. They swing it. Humrichhaus. And the rebound to guess who? Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, 2 good looks that time by the Illini. The key for them to, can they battle and compete on the boards, is going to be very important against this tall, long, and athletic Duke Blue Devils team.
Flagg averaging 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 dimes per game. Now James, pull-up jumper, and he knocks down his first shot. Sion James, the Tulane transfer, They say this kid in basketball doesn't work out. He's going to be either a senator or maybe the president of the United States.
Yeah, he can also play a little football if he chooses to stay in the sports.
Ivica has been struggling with all the injuries and the flu. They need him. Baseline jumper. No good, but a foul coming up. This will go against Tyrese Proctor. And he fouls Trey White. Brad Underwood, 4 straight trips to the NCAA tournament, including an Elite 8 appearance last year, where the Illini fell just short of a 30-win season, 29-9. What a coach. What a hire. Perfect fit for Champaign.
The ESU, when you talk to Coach Underwood and the coaching staff, they'll talk about the struggles with the injuries and also the sickness. It's a difference between an excuse and a reason. And the reason this team has sputtered a little bit is because they haven't had quality practice time, full bodies on the court, hoping to get healthy. If they can do that, Gus, this is one of the best teams in the country.
You know, you sound just like my father. Son, there's a difference between an excuse and a reason. Oh my God, I've heard that all my life. I still hear it. Second free throw is good for Trey White from Dallas, Texas. Transferred from USC and Louisville, junior, at 7 points on Tuesday against Wisconsin in their loss. Second one goes, 2 of 3. 3-2 Duke. As James, this team 18-1 since inserting. James in the starting lineup for Caleb Foster. Baseline, James. Second shot, no. Malawach taps it out. Yakotronis on the move to the bucket. Pushes off, tries to deal it. Top of the arc, Ivica. Tyrese Proctor with the rebound. He'll rake it and take it. Duke in flux. Knueppel driving. Uses that body off the window. And in. Knueppel.
And keep your eye on that young man, another freshman that can play ball beyond his years from a maturity perspective, Gus.
Great pace to start this game. Humrickhouse, and he shuffled his feet and travels.
Well, basic fundamentals. In transition, 2 feet, pump fake, anticipate where the help is coming from, gather yourself. Watch this. Play off 2 feet. Why? Because now you're able to gather, assess where the defense is at, and then make a move.
Here's Flagg. Proctor, pick and roll with Flagg. He slips, power dribble, skip pass, rise and fire. Pure. See ya, James. And Duke takes an 8-2 lead. Yakotronis wraps it around. Ivica, they need him to start hitting some. Ball tapped up and in. Well done by Trey White.
Listen. Ivica up top is going to be open because of the drop coverage of Duke. He has to make some of those shots, but Trey White able to jump inside, get a much needed 2 an offensive rebound.
Knueppel, 14-footer. It's Pure. This is what they say about this kid from Milwaukee. They say if they had to pick somebody to fight for this team in a brawl, one-on-one, it will be Knueppel. Yeah. He's tough and he's a little crazy.
Listen, 2 Ks for a reason. That's 2 Ks, baby.
Oh. Flagg snatching down that rebound with one hand. Deflected. Loose. Squirts out. Flagg to the cup. Hands in the air. Makes it down. This is the main event. I feel like Michael Buffer. 12-4, Illinois, 1 for 6 from the field. Inside, White, ooh, beautiful. Reverse layup. Or make that Boswell. He's their point guard.
Yeah, but he's physical enough against these bigger guards of Duke to be able to power his way to the cup and attack the paint, and that time, sure will allow him to score that basket.
James feeling it. Off the mark this time. White with the rebound. Ivica. He slips, gets there, nice deal off the glass, no. Trey White couldn't lay it down.
Beautiful play. Those are the ones you have to finish against this Duke team. You're not going to get a lot of those easy looks.
Proctor downtown, off the heel, long rebound, Knueppel, new shot clock, Dukies. flag inside, rims off, batted around, Yakuchonis. Boswell explodes to the cup, off the window softly, and in. This Illini team, folks, if they don't get hit with injuries and the flu, they're a top 25 squad. 12-8 out of the Big Ten. Their fans are here. It's split. Kniffel hanging. Malawach with the follow. Here's a young man from the South Sudan, played in the Olympics, guarded Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid, and scored on both of them.
Well, I talk to a lot of people, and they say he reminds you of a young Joel Embiid.
Baseline, nicely done. Extra pass and a two-hand jam for Trey White.
And Illinois is finding the backdoor cuts, the slipstreams against this tough Duke team, and that's how you're supposed to attack pressure.
Malawach. They say he's going to be a beast when he matures. He's 18. Proctor's really been coming on. James inside, and a foul coming up on Ivisic. 14:25 to play first half. And they are going up and down. Cooper Flag.
Well, the ability for him to utilize his offhand with one of the best, and again, the backdoor cuts, these are the baskets that Illinois has to make to keep this game very competitive.
Fox College Hoops is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Can you believe it? 10 years ago in the Garden, we witnessed Coach K's. We witnessed him reach his 1,000th career win with a 77-68 victory over St. John's. Coach K became the first men's Division I coach to reach 1,000 career victories and will go on to finish his career with 1,202 wins, still the most in men's history.
And Gus, we were fortunate to be on the call for that game. And I must say, neither one of us is aged over 10 years.
Well, at least one of us is not aged. And that would be me.
Oh, okay, thanks a lot.
You get old. You got a lot of gray hair in your beard, Jimmy Jam.
That's right. You live long enough, man.
There's Coach Underwood just hoping that his team can get right, can get healthy. Sion James at the line. Such an impressive kid. This kid's 6'6", 220. Sion James. I asked him before the game, how about playing some football when you're done? Not a chance. What? I'm a basketball player. And as his coaches say, he could go on to be the president of the United States senator. He feeds the homeless. He works with kids during the Christmas season, Toys for Tots. Very impressive young man, 4-year player at Tulane. And another interesting story, a conversation he had with Coach Shire, we'll address with you in a moment. Yakuchonis, 8 to shoot. Will Riley's in the game now for Illinois. Another talented freshman. Ivisic with an air ball. He's been struggling with his health. Flu, mono, and an ankle injury. And a foul on the sideline.
And that time, though, with the switching defense would do, keep in mind, their lineups, their rotation was 6'5" and up. So a lot of times it's not a mismatch, but Ivisic, that time, bailed Proctor out by shooting a fadeaway jump shot. He has to use that size and get closer to the basket. Why are you laughing? You got a smile on your face.
Because how do you get mono in college? I mean, what do you do to get that?
Inquiring minds want to say, in college.
Yeah, exactly.
See, listen, you got to watch the drinks you drink out of in cups. You got to watch it.
There you go. Yeah. Duke off the mark on that shot. Here comes Yakuchonis in transition. Yakuchonis inside, wide open. Humrickhouse at point blank range, and he's fouled.
Well, it looks like a little miscommunication here on the. No, Proctor fell, and that time James tries to go up, and it was Flag on the reach out.
Cooper Flag picks up the foul. Patrick Gungba has also checked into the game. Here's Humrickhouse. Hangs on the lip of the rim. Yakuchonis with the rebound. New shot clock. Shields. Riley. Gibbs, Lawhorn, he's a scorer. High archer, no. Flag, two-hand rebound. He'll push it hard into the front court. Down the lane, on the move, lefty glider, no. Tipped up and in. That's Patrick Gungba. Giving Duke a 17-10 lead.
But that's what the push gives you. Cooper Flagg is going to force you to help. That time bodies were off of Gungba, and he was able to retain, control, and finish that offensive rebound.
Nakachonis to the basket, the kick in the corner, rising fire. Gibbs, Lawhorn can't get it to go. Other way. Woo! Isaiah Evans tried to punch it. Slim. That's what they call it.
Well, first of all, go back to Cooper Flagg. He's very adept at getting to his offhand. He doesn't make it, but Gungba right there able to get inside and finish it. And this is showtime Slim. Probably the second best pro prospect if you talk to NBA scouts as a freshman on this Duke's team.
Against #1 Auburn, he had a career high 18, all in the first half, 6 of 8 from the three-point line. 5-star recruit. As subs come in, Knipple and Mason Gillis. Flagg will take a seat. Evans, McDonald's All-American, had a 62-point game in the playoffs. 6th most in state history out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Long, athletic, can shoot from anywhere in the gym and still is feeling himself out, but getting better defensively, talking to the coach, the coaching staff for Duke.
Riley looking to get off, down the lane, 15-foot, elevates, count it. Remember, folks, this kid right here is also a future pro.
Well, think about the freshmen we're talking about in this game right now that we're going to see playing, with the big boys in the NBA. And Will Riley fits the bill just like everyone else we talked about.
We just need a ball to stay for 4 years. Baseline jump shot is Isaiah Evans, largest lead of the game now for the Dukies. 21-12. Illinois 0 for 7 from the three-point line to start this game. Boswell almost traveled Euro, and he banks it in.
And Gus, I would love to see the Illini attack more off the dribble. They have the bodies. They can find the gaps and seams. And that time, Boswell did an excellent job of getting that big body downhill and finishing off the glass.
Proctor comes from the land down under. Australia product. Evans again, and that one just dings and goes in. Isaiah Evans feeling it early. 10-point lead for Duke. He's got 7 off the bench to the bucket. Easy flush for Gibbs Lawhorn, who's coming off a 17-point affair on Tuesday in their loss to Wisconsin.
And Ivica's very slick that time, was able to use his backside to bump off the defender.
Evans 15-footer, no. Here comes Boswell. Stops. Ivica really needs to hit one. Boswell down the lane. Almost lost it. And does. Second turnover for the Fighting Illini.
It's instant offense off the bench right here. Isaiah Evans at 6'6" can stroke it as well as anybody in the country. Tantalizing right now for Duke.
And moments ago, our Allison Williams had a chance to talk to Coach Scheyer.
Coach Scheyer, about halfway through this first half, what's the biggest point of emphasis right now for your group?
Just getting back on defense. I think they've missed some shots. I like what we're doing on offense, obviously, but on defense, we need to be better blocking out and just keeping them out of our paint.
What have you liked most offensively?
I think we're sharing it. We're finding the open guy. I would like to see us get out and transition more, but in order to do that, you have to rebound.
Gotcha. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Alice.
Coach Scheyer, back-to-back 27-9 seasons in his first 2 since replacing Coach K, under whom he coached when Duke won the national title in 2015.
Guys, this is very important right here. In 2 of their 3 losses this year, one against Kansas and also Clemson, they lost the battle of point paint. And Illinois can really compete in that area. Now you slow down this Duke's transition team. You don't allow them to get out. They have to be forced to take the ball out of bounds. So let's keep our eye on the paint points.
The other loss for Duke, Kentucky. So Kentucky, Kansas clinching their 3 losses this season. Knippel, top of the arc. Proctor, dribble drive down the lane on the skip and rattled it in.
A better close out that time by the freshman Will Riley. Gave Proctor his strong hand, his right hand. And at that 6'6" frame, once he gets by you, he's able to finish, as you see, right at the cup.
Proctor, only 7 points on Monday in their win against Virginia, but he's really been scoring the basketball well. Not the same situation for Illinois from behind the 3-point line. Flag the other way. Illinois 0 for 8. Here's Cooper. Proctor again down the lane. Left hand floater, no. Malawatch there for the follow.
And once again, the dribble penetration that brought Ibisevic off of Malawatch. And as the shot goes up to the other side of the rim, it was an easy putback for Duke.
Ibisevic trying to make the catch inside, has it taken away. Now, I talked to Tomislav before the game. He said he normally is around 250, but after he got the flu, mono, he got all the way down to 237. So now the weight is starting to come back. He's eaten a little bit more, but he's really been sick. They gave him 5 IVs at one time, and after the 5th, he still couldn't urinate.
And despite this being almost 3/4 of the season, of course, you still lose that conditioning and his win, and that's a tough play right there. But it's a turnover that is not a live ball turnover, which doesn't allow Duke to get out and run. But Tomislav, that you talked about, Gus, getting that conditioning along with the strength back is one of the keys.
And remember, they're without Morez Johnson Jr., who's just a wonderful freshman from Chicago. Big fella inside. They compare him to Bam Adebayo. He's out with a broken wrist. Knippel.
See how he went through the defense right there, Gus? I mean, that's his big boy, big body. Looked like he could be a hockey player as well.
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And a foul. Knippel, I said, how'd you get that name, Kahn? Well, he said, my last name, Knippel, is German, and Kahn, there was a town in Montana that my father was named after, and they named me Kahn as well. Kahn, Montana.
Okay.
Jonas. Inside, and it's Ibisevic. Conrad, Montana. And a whistle foul, offensive foul the other way. Looks like that's on flag.
Yeah, got to push it off that time, trying to get with that screen. And watch Cooper flag as he comes off. He wants to dislodge Boswell right there. It's the 2 hands to the chest and the push-off. Easy call by the official.
That's his second. James Breeding, John Gaffney, Paul Sells are efficient. Inside they go, and that's Jonas. He's got to get going offensively to keep this Illinois team in this game. 10-point game. Flag, guarded by Boswell. Trying to get low on him defensively. Flag tracks it down on the baseline. Malawatch. And a whistle and foul on the baseline. Mason Gillis with the rebound. Gillis, the Purdue transfer, played in the national championship last year. Trey White called for the foul.
It's a reason why you get a young man like Mason Gillis. One, experience. You talked about playing big game situations. Maybe an undersized forward, but uses that body as the best of them because he understands how to rebound, how to score, and that's a big-time offensive rebound.
Gillis, 6'6", 225, graduate player. Left Purdue to come to Duke. He already had his MBA as well as his undergraduate degree as Tyrese Proctor. He's got an MBA in shooting that J right now as he knocks it down 33-20.
Well, been so much more efficient as a scorer and a player since John Shire, the coach for Duke, made the switch and put Zion James at the point and move Proctor off the ball.
And a steal, Knippel. Proctor trailing. Knippel uses that body. Can't get it to go. Proctor with the rebound. Now James driving, slashing off the window, softly at it. Sia! Largest lead in the game for the Blue Devils. Here's a team that could win it all. As Dickie V would say, they'll be cutting it down in March. Duke up 35-20. Welcome back, 35-20. Duke extending their lead with 7:44 to go in the first half. Todd Feaser and Council Bradshaw, folks, they went out and shot all these beautiful images. Look at the Statue of Liberty, Jimmy.
Beautiful.
This is New York City, Jimmy. This is New York City, Jimmy. You ever been here?
A couple times,
Huh?
bro, and I love it.
This is the world's most famous arena. You ever played here?
A couple times.
Okay, just letting you know where we are, the Mecca of basketball. And moments ago, our Allison Williams caught up with Coach Underwood.
Coach Underwood, what is the key for your team to start chipping away at this deficit?
We're getting great shots. They're the #1 defense in the country at 2-point. We're shooting all 2-point shots. We're getting great looks. We got to make it 3. We've got to stop them at the other end. And that hasn't been very good thus far. They've picked on a couple of guys here. We got to do a much better job, be more physical on the defensive side.
Brad, thank you so much.
All right, Coach Underwood had a chance to speak with him before the game, and he's just hoping that his team can somehow just get healthy internally. And that flu bug, it didn't just hit the team, it hit the entire community in Champaign. So stomach flu as well, which is even worse. Yakuchonis, Riley, Ivisic, Humrickhouse. Riley, three-pointer. Can't get it to stay down. Malawaj with a rebound. Illinois 0 for 9 from the three-point line.
And of those 9 shots, Gus, Illinois, probably 5 of those shots were clean looks, not able to make it.
Knipple with the lob to Malawaj, who pounds it down. 7-0 run for Duke.
Duke just flows right into their offense, a little pick and roll in the middle of the court, and then the 2-man game working to perfection.
Ivisic guarded by Malawaj. Ivisic from Croatia, nice pivot. And bucket.
Yeah, but nice patience too, knowing Malawaj was right there playing that right shoulder. The reverse pivot caught Malawaj off guard a little bit, created some space, able to finish that inside.
Zion James, Malawaj, Gillis, Knipple, Bryant. Knipple driving baseline, cut off, dips inside and fakes it down.
See that shoulder? You see that shoulder? He dipped that shoulder right into Gibbs' Longhorn's chest, backed him up and created that space, but he did it, Gus, to dislodge without picking up a foul.
Knipple with 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Yakuchonis, Humrickhouse D. 0 for 10 from the three-point line for Illinois, out of bounds, and will head the other way.
Well, go back to Duke. When you flow into your offense now, the help side defense is not going to be here. Come off the screen. Ivisic has to help throw it up to Malawaj. He does the rest, and watch this. Little shimmy right here. Didn't extend the arm. It could have been called, but it's not. And he's able to get it up. Knipple up and in right over the top. Look, 6'6", 6'7", 217. I think he's about 225.
That's right.
I think he's about 225.
He's a pro right now. Jimmy, would you say that?
They have about 4 pros on this Duke team already.
Proctor down the lane. They say he's a pro as well. Inside the rebound. Gumba can't get it to stay, and a whistle and foul inside. Patrick Gumba fouled. And the foul on Ivisic, his second. So that sends Gumba to the line. And Patrick Gumba, he's from Manassas, Virginia, Paul VI High School, basketball powerhouse in the DMV. He missed the entire season of his senior year with a foot injury, and now because Malik Brown is out with a shoulder injury, Gumba's minutes are about to really go up. He's averaging 9 minutes a game, but those numbers are going to expand.
Yeah, with Brown out, now they played a part of this season too when Malik Brown had got hurt, lower leg injury. So kind of used to that, but what makes this Duke team so tough, Gus, multiple players can beat you off the dribble. So your initial defense and guarding the ball is imperative if you want to break down and stop dribble penetration.
And the one thing about the Duke team, this Duke team, they will share the sugar. One of the top teams in assists in the country. Meanwhile, Riley gets to the cup. 12 assists for Duke, only 1 turnover.
Yeah, no 12 assists resulting in the 16 made field goals. So you're not able to take away just one isolation threat because the ball is popping and hopping all around the court.
5:20 to play in the first half. Evans, hard drive to the cup, and foul.
Timmy Evans doesn't look like Brandon Ingram, but not 6'10". Built like him, long legs, short torso, can shoot the ball.
Foul called on Riley. His first, and that sends Isaiah Evans to the line. And he can hit this shot, his shot from all angles. Wonderful player. Brandon Ingram, that's a heck of a comparison.
But this is a heck of a player. I mean, the thing about Evans is this. Yes, probably minutes once more, but he's gotten so much better defensively because he's committed himself to that side of the ball. Hence, he's really helped his Duke team and helped himself out with more quality minutes. And that's been the issue from the beginning with a lot of young players. And it's not that he didn't want to play defense. The understanding at this level takes on a different learning, and that's what he's been able to do.
Foul called on Isaiah Evans. His first. 15 foul against Duke. Riley drives baseline, cut off, double team. Amrikaus, Yakuchonis trying to create, step back 3. 0 for 11 now from the 3-point line, and a foul called against the Illini.
Guys, you know the challenge is playing against this Duke team. When you know teams are going to switch, you want to isolate and identify where the mismatch is at. Maybe you can get it because you have a bigger player. They're too big across the board a lot of times. So even when you get the switch, you still have size on you. And that's the challenge when you face this team, perimeter-wise or inside the paint. It's just the size across the board is phenomenal.
Tyrese Proctor. Think about it. Cooper Flag is 6'9". Knipple is 6'7". Malawach, 7'2". Sion James, point guard, 6'6". Patrick Gungba, 6'11". So I understand what you're talking about.
Tyrese Proctor, 6'6".
6'6".
Isaiah Evans, 6'6". So everyone in their starting lineup is 6'5" and up. And also with their rotational player.
Yakuchonis, 12 to shoot, guarded by James. Goes baseline and a blocking foul called against the Dukies. Proctor. Average starting 5, their height. Illinois 6'7", Duke 6'8".
Yeah, two very big teams. Go back to the interview with Coach Brad Underwood out the timeout. He said they wanted to be physical with this Duke team. Well, Clemson did it, KU did it, and also Kentucky were able to do that. But you need the bodies to be able to do that and play physical without fouling is the key that has yet to be or have an effect on this Duke team.
I don't understand that when coaches say we have to play without fouling. What does that mean?
Well, you can be physical, let's say off the ball, not allowing guys to turn off a screen, blowing up a pick and roll, blowing up a switch situation, and being there with your bodies and disrupting the offense. That's what it means right there, physicality without fouling.
Riley fouled on the baseline.
Guys, Illinois has run some good action. Okay, this time Riley able to get behind the defense, catch and pick up this foul. We saw numerous early opportunities for the Illini to get some backdoor cuts, some open shots, not able to finish, but yet, you know, can you figure something out this last 4.5 minutes to cut into this deficit, take something positive with you to build upon at halftime?
Riley at the line. Illinois lost to Wisconsin 95-74 Tuesday in Madison. Similar game. Illini fell behind early. Suffered their worst beating on the boards this season. -9. Riley. Second one off the heel. And a lane violation called against the Illini.
Well, you talked about -9 on the boards against Wisconsin. Gave up 12 offensive rebounds as well. You talk to Brad Underwood. He said, listen, people don't talk about Wisconsin enough and say he's one of the better teams they played all year.
Instead of a lane violation, Trey White called for a foul on the free throw line, and that'll send Cooper Flagg to the line. Flagg against Virginia on Monday, 17 points on 8 of 16 shooting. He was 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Had 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks in 29 minutes. Davis now coming in for the first time. The #1 player in the nation. He will be the #1 player selected in the upcoming NBA draft if he elects to leave.
Yeah.
Duke.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I got a lot of sayings about it.
The
too.
bag is bigger at Duke than it would be in the NBA for his first couple of years. 3-on-1, Knipple leaves it, Evans and foul. The bag is bigger in college.
That's a one-year deal.
Well, I'm just saying, he can still grow and learn and
you know what?
hang out in college
You sound optimistic.
and be a kid.
He said himself that he would love to come back.
That's right.
Great. That's great chalk talk. It ain't happening. Now, between he and Ace Bailey, it goes back and forth. I think the difference in what scouts love about Flagg, besides the skill set, of course, is his motor. Right? The ability to play hard all the time.
I called the United States versus Canada exhibition game in Vegas this past summer, and Flagg was one of the practice players. And I saw him in a scrimmage, and they were scrimmaging the #1 team, and Flagg was bringing the ball up the floor, and this guy was guarding him so hard, and it was so easy, though, for Flagg to get the ball up the floor. Guess who that guy was?
Who was?
LeBron James. Yakuchonis with the jump. And they asked me what stood out for Cooper Flagg when he was practicing against pros and future Hall of Famers. I said nothing. It was easy for him. Look at him. Baseline. No. Got a hand on his own rebound and a whistle and foul underneath. Cooper Flagg. Phenom. Virtuoso. Back after this. Thank you so much, 46-27. I want to get back to that story about watching Cooper Flagg this summer in Las Vegas practice with the United States national team. LeBron James took him under his wing, Jimmy, and helped coach him. I asked him, I said, man, you just look, yesterday I asked him, I said, man, you look so comfortable out there like it was no big deal. He was like, nah, man, I was nervous about it at first. But after a while, you could just see nothing stood out because he was so natural in that environment with some of the greatest players, not in the world, but in the history of the game of basketball. I thought it was amazing. Well, and he's 18.
But his basketball IQ allows him to have confidence, because he can do different things. It's not just one thing that he can do well. So you can't take away, whether it's passing, rebounding, you know, he can score the ball, he can spot up. All those things allow you the confidence to go, and I don't care who you're playing against, that you can fit in and be effective against even the elite players in the NBA.
And here's one thing that stood out that I think rubbed off on this young player. LeBron James, at 40 years old, I watched him the whole time I was there. He practiced like he was trying to make the team, Jimmy. I've never seen LeBron James practice. I've never seen a player work as hard as LeBron, and he's 40 years old. I think something like that may have rubbed off on him a bit, because they say his motor, as you mentioned, is so good.
Yeah, and I think LeBron learned that too by spending time with Kobe, who was relentless with his practice habits.
Outlet pass, Malawaj. Great catch, rim runner, easy bucket. 50-27.
Yeah, transition point check for Duke. Another paint point check for Duke, and poor transition defense that time by the Illini.
Riley. Illinois 0 for 12 from the three-point line. One of those days. Ivisic 0 for 13. Davis with a rebound. Yakuchonis. Baseline. Davis, he's a gunner. Riley with a rebound, tried to bang it off a Duke player, doesn't do it, but Boswell does. Let's go to Allison.
You guys were talking about Cooper Flagg and what makes him different, and talking to him yesterday, he's so nonchalant, right? But then he gets on the court and he just has this moxie about him. Head coach Jon Scheyer said it's just a different energy, and it'll be the toughest games or situations. He'll make a basket, he'll look over at his coaches and wink. He said he is humble, but he has a different kind of edge and was just born with poise. He said he is absolutely made for the biggest moments. I asked Cooper where that comes from. He goes, it's a trust and the work I put in and the teammates around me.
And let me add to that, Allison. I asked him, when did you know that you were a great basketball player, or that you had the potential to be a great basketball player? And this is what he said. I'm still waiting. How about that?
Understanding where he's at in his development, a long way to go, scratching the surface. And all the great players kind of have that mentality that, yeah, I'm pretty good right now, but there's levels to this. There's levels.
You would know.
And that's the
Jimmy
key.
Jackson, folks, National Player of the Year when he was at Ohio State. His name. And
you have that combination along with skill sets, bro, sky's the limit.
and you have a very interesting connection to this Duke program with your Player of the Year award.
Oh, Christian Laettner.
Oh! As James tried to bang it. Riley the other way. Inside, Yakuchones, reverse layup, good.
That time, the Fighting Illini finally able to get out in transition and take advantage of a miscue by Duke and get some points on the board.
The year you came out, it was you and Christian Laettner for Player of the Year awards, and at Ohio State, you can only get your jersey hung in the rafters if you're a Player of the Year, as Proctor hits a jump shot. And you beat Christian Laettner out for the AP, am I right?
Well, I got the UP, and he got the AP Player of the Year. And, you know, Christian is one of the best college players that ever played, you know, this sport.
Out of bounds, and we'll stay right here. Listen to this near duck by Sion.
I mean, but that's how you got to attack the glass. So if you're talking about attacking a 7-footer, in Ivica, you got to go up with intentions to put the ball in the rim by any means necessary.
Backdoor, Riley gets to the basket. And a foul coming up against Duke.
Gus, I'm telling you, this, I know it's not reflective in the score. Illinois only has 31 points. But they've run some great stuff. They've gotten some outstanding looks. The problem is, it's not inside the paint, where they have 24 points out of the 31. It's the open jump shots that they've struggled with, only shooting 31% from behind three on the year and haven't been able to knock one in yet 0 for 15. It's not getting those other little things. It's not the inability to knock down those open shots when they have them, but from behind the three-point line.
And I saw an interesting stat. I think Duke, when you talk about three-point shots, and I think this is correct, 1,251 consecutive games with a three. And you look at Illinois, they haven't hit 0 for 15 here in the first half.
And what frustrates the coach, too, is that are we getting the shots out of our offense that we want, or are we forcing shots that the defense is making us take? And I think Brad Underwood and the coaching staff can be very honest and say, guys, we got the shots. But you got to step up there and be confident and not hoping that the shot goes in when you shoot.
I remember Isaiah Thomas told me something one time. Isaiah said, and you can maybe relate to this, he said, if you decide you don't have to miss, if you decide that you're not going to miss.
But that's the mentality of not being afraid to miss, too. You say, okay, you're not going to be perfect, but do you step up there with confidence in order with all those practice reps to knock in the shots? If not, then why you shoot?
Will Riley from Ontario, Canada, had 11 points on Tuesday against Wisconsin. He's been in double figures, a career high 11 straight games. Flirted with a triple-double versus Minnesota 3 weeks ago, 27, 9, and 7 assists.
6 points tonight, working on 7. He's another player, Gus, not afraid of the big moment. A calmness, a presence about this young player that as he continues to grow and mature, we're going to be talking about him on that elite level as well, I feel.
You may have to start starting him instead of bringing him off the bench. What would you say?
I trust Coach Underwood and where he's at in his development.
Here's Flagg, guarded by Boswell. Look at the versatility at 6'9". Knipple leaves his feet, stolen away. Boswell, nice outlet pass. Yakuchonis, second turnover for Duke in the first half. Under a minute to play. Illinois looking for something good to happen to go into the locker room for halftime. Boswell elevates, 11-footer pure.
Great offense. Great offense, Gus. That time, Boswell got that big body in the paint. They're going to knock it in.
He's got 8. And a timeout called by Duke. 52-35. Kasparas Yakuchonis and Cooper Flagg. 2 talented freshmen, 2 of the top freshmen. Maybe 2 top 5 picks playing against each other. They say Yakuchonis is a top 5 pick. Kind of reminds me of Daron Shepard, who played at Connecticut. The Iceman. Knocked away, Yakuchonis tracks it down, Flagg is back. Yakuchonis picks it up. Gives LaHoy inside, and good. Duke is led by as many as 23. And a whistle on the floor coming up. Looks like a foul against Illinois.
Well, it was excellent transition defense by Cooper Flagg to get back, but the numbers favored Illinois, and Gibbs Longhorn. Longhorn can do this with the best of them, which is attacking the rim. Unfortunately, kind of gave up a foul with 2.4 seconds left to do.
Tyrese Proctor averaging close to 20 points a game over the last 5 or 6. First one good. 5 20-point games in his career. 3 of them have come in the last month as Flagg will hit the bench for the final 2.4 seconds of the first half. Proctor with 9. He's got that Australian accent.
Nate.
Give this guy a Vegemite sandwich. Second free throw goes. 54-37. Henrik House, length of the floor. Boswell got a look. And off the side of the backboard. Duke dominates the first half, leading by as many as 23. Flagg sat a good portion of the half with 2 fouls. Duke with 14 assists and just 3 turnovers. Let's go to Allison.
Coach Scheyer, the 52 points, the most you guys have scored in a half. What's led to such good looks offensively?
I thought we were playing with a great confidence, getting out in transition. Guys were sharing it. You know, we got closed better, but the sharing has been great.
You talked about wanting your guys to experience this type of game, this type of atmosphere. What have you liked about how they've responded?
Well, they were ready to play. You know, we've seen a lot this year, and, you know, it's prepared us for these kind of moments. So I thought we were ready to play. We got closed a half better, but, you know, they're competitors, man. They compete, and I'm really proud of what we've done. We got a long way to go here.
John, thanks for the time. Gus.
Coach Scheyer should be proud. His team sharing the sugar. 14 assists, and the defense stepping up big time. Illinois 0 for 15 from the three-point line. Coming up after the break, it's the Ram Trucks halftime report with Stoner, Casey Jacobson, and Seth Davis. You're watching Fox Prime Time Hoops. Over Illinois, Gus Johnson along with the All-American Jim Jackson in that first half. Duke, 14-team assists. They hold Illinois to 0 for 15 shooting from the three-point line, and they're dominating in the paint.
But that's what makes this Duke team so tough, because they can beat you in a number of different ways. They're just not offensive-minded. Okay, they can dominate you in the paint. And why is that important? Because once you start to shrink the defense, that's when those 10 threes made a game become more relevant. Because they can beat you multiple ways off the dribble, backdoor cuts, offensive rebounds, and then now with the spot-up threes they can knock down at a high level. And you see the stats right there. The points in the paint have been huge for both teams. Unfortunately for Illinois, it's been this right here, 0 for 16. Give Duke a lot of credit defensively, Gus, but 10 of these shots have been wide open. The Illini just not able to knock them in. Let's see if that changes in the second half.
All right, let me correct myself. 0 for 16 three-point shooting for Illinois. Let's go to Allison on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, I asked Brad Underwood about that mark. He told his team, keep shooting it, because we're not that bad of a shooting team. It's going to start to fall. We shot 44%, and we were just 0 for 16 from the three, but he wants them to continue to shoot the threes, and we've gotten the good looks. Defensively, guys, happy with the physicality they're playing with. That was a big point of emphasis against Duke. He said our first shot defense has been very good, but the key in the second half will be getting to the free throw line and getting after the offensive boards.
First half stats powered by Ram Trucks. So Duke with the basketball to start the second half. Knipple, Proctor, Flagg, James, Malawach. Here's Flagg across the lane, down the lane. That will block Ivisic. Ball batted around, loose, out of bounds. And it's Duke basketball.
Gus, if I'm talking to my Illinois squad, I'm saying we got 5 4-minute segments that we have to win. That's how you got to break down this second half. If you can do that, that gives yourself a chance to get back in this game, but you got to do it in those kind of increments. You can't get this lead back all at once. You have to be patient, but it has to start at this end of the court, which is defense.
James Breeding, lead official, along with John Gaffney, Paul Sells. When you look at what's going on with college basketball now, I tell you, man, it feels like we're in a renaissance for college basketball. The level of play has been so good. There's been so much rhythm, so much harmony, threes, mid-range, everything.
Yeah, and it's a catch-22 because coaches now want to get older and stay older. The transfer portal to be able to get experience right away, but when you see outstanding freshmen like we have on the court, it's very tantalizing to go out and get a bunch of them like this one. Right there.
Knipple, long rebound, tracked down, and that will go to Trey White. Yakuchonis, Ivisic, Humrickhouse. Ball stolen. Here's Flagg. Here comes Jay Tate. Wham! With the right hand. Cooper Flagg, best player in the country. 56-37. Yakuchonis turns the corner. The kick, the reversal. Humrickhouse. 0 for 17 for Illinois. From the three-point line. James slipping. Now Poster. Inside. Extra pivot. Knipple with the rebound. New shot clock. Rising fire. 59-37. This Duke team, I tell you what, they can win it all. In America play, the Duke Blue Devils.
Well, watch Cooper Flagg here. His responsibility, one, is to check in on the Ivisic, but also to come up on Humrickhouse just in case the ball is there. This is what you call help defense from the team perspective. Yakuchonis gets caught in the air. Cooper Flagg being in the right position allows him now to get the steal, get out in transition, and electrify the crowd playing a little peekaboo with Yakuchonis right there. But those are the little things I'm talking about, Gus, is the awareness and understanding how to be as complete of a player. And off of the offensive rebound, Kon Knipple right here just knocking it in, and the Duke bench right now loving it.
Kon Knipple, you know, everybody talks about whether or not Flagg will stay, but I don't see this kid being able to stay in college for another year. He is sensational.
Well, not only that, Isaiah Evans, because he may not be getting the ticks, but the scouts love his upside. So you're talking about 3 potential players, and maybe even Proctor, that may not be on this roster next year.
Yeah, Duke always knows how to reload.
Yep.
Ivisic, nice backdoor cut. Yakuchonis unable to finish. Flagg the other way, striding. Knipple driving, reverse layup, got it.
Guys, real simple. Cooper Flagg knew when to get a ball up. Not too early, not too late, right on time, and that allowed Colin Knipple to drive baseline.
Flagg with 8.6 rebounds and 3 assists. And Knipple with a game-high 13.
Watch the push. You draw the defense, then you make the play. By passing when he did, now that time Ivica couldn't get down because he had to stay up top just in case Flagg wanted to go into his one-on-one opportunity.
Remember, folks, Knipple is 6'7", 217. He's a big boy. Here's Ivica slipping, jump hook inside. Over Malawach, can't get it to go. Flagg with a rebound.
And that's, I think, where some conditioning with Ivica not having his left hand.
This is the main event at the world's most famous arena. So many great boxing matches, main events held in this facility, folks. Ali Frazier won. 9-0 run to start the second half.
You know what the good teams do? The great teams, they make you pay when you don't convert on the offensive end. By missing that layup, defense is compromised. An outstanding player in transition just does what he does best, which is finish right at the rim.
I mean, just so many great players have come through this program. Coach K, I mean, gosh. Tommy Amaker,
Johnny
Dawkins, Christian Laettner, Bobby Hurley. Woo! Bobby Hurley. He was my favorite college basketball player. Grant Hill. And we're just not naming them all.
No, Carlos Boozer, you can go down the line. Elton Brand, Corey Maggette.
That's right.
Come on, man. Will Avery that's sitting over there on the bench right now.
I know. I was talking to Will Avery. I was saying, I didn't recognize Will Avery. I said, Will, you put on a couple of LBs, baby. He was a wonderful player.
Yeah, he was from 97 to 99 there. I think he was the 14th pick by the Timberwolves when he came out. But that's what programs like Duke do. And Will is right there. You can see him from the back. We had a great conversation with him yesterday, lending his talent and his knowledge. And I'm trying to get this circle off of him, but it's not going off. So, uh-oh. There we go. Had to put a little elbow grease in there.
There's Will Avery.
But the ability still, which is the difference. Think about their talent pool compared to North Carolina these last maybe 8-9 years. What's the difference? That's the question I know that Tar Heel fans are asking themselves.
Yakuchonis guarded by James. Riley guarded by Knipple. Spins on him. And a whistling foul. Riley trying to take Knipple into the hole. You've got to put on a couple more pounds before that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, but Will Riley, teams want to play him physical, but he's not afraid of the physical contact.
Second foul on Knipple. Ivica, tough catch. Guarded by Flagg. Boswell. Riley. 8 to shoot.
Nowhere to go, guys.
Turnaround jumper baseline. Tough. Malawach with the rebound.
That's excellent gap defense that time by the Blue Devils.
Here's Malawach, power dribble, pump fake, blocked by Ivica. Officials letting him play through contact. Boswell. Yakuchonis pearls inside and a foul. Now, folks, I got to tell you a story. Pearl. Watch. I mean, okay. Earl the Pearl.
Okay.
He was the greatest spinner in the history of the game of basketball. And what I like to do is when a person spins, you call it a pearl. How about that? There it is. Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Right there. And the thing about it is, he hits you not just with one spin. There's the telestrator again. He can spin twice.
Right.
He'll hit you right, then come back to the left, and then finish at the rim.
The car pearls out of control. I was so confused, I was purling. Second free throw goes. put that in the dictionary, Webster. Al Proctor. Sion James. He's the straw that stirs the drink for this team. Just like Reggie Jackson. Knipper. Drives. Pulls up. Double clutch. Tried to deal it. Malawach.
Really good defense that time by the Illini. Now this is where you got to take advantage of it. Flow into your offense.
Ivisic got the hit one, and he does. Finally. That stops the bleeding. Illinois now 1 for 18 from the three-point line. 63-42. And their fans trying to get back in this game. Flag, facing, driving, kicking. James rims off. Rebound. Illinois has it. Illini looking for some momentum. Boswell. And another rebound for the big man. His fifth. Flag off the bounce. Bump fake off the window softly and one. The main event as advertised. 12 points. Cooper Flag from Newport, Maine. His brother right now, Ace, twin brother, a minute older, is playing in the state tournament right now. So mom, Kelly, and dad, Ralph, couldn't come to this game. But I think they know their younger twin is okay.
Listen, Gus, you've been around this game for a long time, and certain players just have presence. The great ones have presence. Look, Cooper's only 4 for 4 right now. I mean, 4 for 8. 7 rebounds, 3 assists. But his presence on the court forces defense to shift to his side. And then instead of trying to force his offense, he makes the right play. That's the reason why it's so difficult to stop and take away all the weapons of this Duke Blue Devil team.
And right now, just a balance stat sheet for Flag, but he can put the biscuit in the basket, folks. He went for 42 on 11 of 14 shooting against Notre Dame. An ACC freshman record, and most by a Duke player since Danny Ferry's 58 versus Miami in '88. 58? Danny Ferry had 58.
Former McDonald's All-American Danny Ferry, one of those, another Duke forwards. That time it was, playing the 4 position. That was an outstanding college player.
Isaiah Evans picks up his 3rd foul. 66-42. Yakuchonis. Driving. Pull-up jumper inside. Off the mark. Nice box out by Gungba. Kept Ivisic off the boards. Flag to a cutting Proctor. Skipping to the bucket. Off the glass and in.
Reading the defense, Proctor that time was able to catch, curl, use that 6'6" frame, absorb the contact to finish softly off the glass.
He has 12. Yakuchonis. Inside, baseline, Ivisic.
No legs, Gus. Those shots, those shots, even inside, are coming up a little short.
So when your legs are gone, how do you offset that in terms of shooting?
A lot of it has to do with, again, he's not having a lot of time to set his feet. So sometimes you can't get your leg. Like that time he was backpedaling.
Okay.
And not having his full complement of strength.
And that's because of the defense.
And endurance and the defense, he's not able to get up into a shot. The better he gets physically, he'll make that shot. But again, the struggle is real coming back from,
illness and injury.
Yeah.
Evans down the lane, left hand, got it.
He had no problem with that. He had no problem finishing.
These guys are scary.
I told you.
These guys are scary.
Yeah.
Largest lead of the game for Duke. Yakuchonis. They reverse it. Ivisic. And Davis steps on the sideline out of bounds.
Again, once again, the switch, you would think that against Gungba that he would have the advantage, but he played really good defense. And goes Brad Underwood. This is not what he imagined his team from a competing perspective. You're going to get beat, but are we really competing? I think that's what he's trying to implore to his team.
He's lost one of his best players.
Yep.
Morris Johnson, another one of his starters. Ivica has just been through everything physically. Mono, ankle injury, stomach flu, multiple IVs. So Illinois just trying to figure out a way, as my mother would say, to shake off the Hanks. Ivica back on the floor as Yakuchonis will head to the bench. Proctor, the inbounder. Gunba drives, jump hook, in and out, batted around, Kneppel, and he will go to the line to shoot free throws.
That's offensive rebound, lead number 13 for Duke.
Ivica called for his fourth. So Kon Kneppel at the line.
Shooting 2.
Let's join Allison.
Well, guys, if there's something that seems kind of old school about Kneppel's game, it may be because of how he learned to play. He grew up playing in his dad's men's league, starting when he was in just 8th grade. His dad, also named Kon, has been running a men's league for 20 years. And here's a name your Big Ten fans will remember. Wisconsin's Ben Brust was in that league, and Kneppel would go against him and oftentimes getting schooled, but eventually learned to hold his own and was named the MVP in the men's league's annual Holy Cross Men's Open tournament. Scheyer said you can see that influence in his game. The things he does that don't show up on the score sheet is because of how he learned to play.
Kneppel got a hand on that one. I don't know. Allison, you say it's his dad. I say it's his mom. Chari, she was Wisconsin Green Bay's leading scorer. So as they say, he got it from his mama.
That's right.
Inside, nice look. That will block from behind. Gunba. Got a good look at the basket. Gunba's minutes will continue to go up with Malik Brown being out with a shoulder injury. He suffered a dislocated left shoulder in the first half and did not return. His mom and dad. Flag. Pull up 3. The main event. Folks, it's just so special to watch a player this talented. Top of the arc, Humrickhouse. Long rebound. Riley, no. Batted around and finally tip up and in. Looks like Trey White got a hand on it. 75-44. Sion James. He's been the difference since being inserted in the starting lineup. We've got a great story about his art of the negotiation with his head coach prior to starting. Flag, 15-footer. White the other way. Will make that Gibbs law hole. Out of bounds. 11:41 to play, second half.
But sometimes a little help with a screen can free Cooper Flagg so he can get wide open into his spot. And that's the key, being patient, reading the screen, squaring up, and letting it fly.
11:41 to play in the second half. Duke putting on a clinic led by the top player in college basketball. Famous arena, Madison Square Garden, here in the heart of New York City, Midtown Manhattan, 75-44, Duke. And that is Sion James, who transferred from Tulane. He was a 4-year starter there. Sion, 170 starts, 6 20-point games last year. Got a great story on how he negotiated his way into the starting lineup through his play. We'll tell you that story as soon as we get a good dead ball. Humrickhouse. Riley. Riley steps into a 3. Off the heel, rebounded by guess who? Sion James.
Little zone defense thrown at the line out of Proctor in transition, not able to get it up.
And a foul. Now here's the story. Had a chance to talk to Emmanuel Dildy, terrific assistant coach, a head coach in waiting. He came from Oklahoma. Prior to that, he was with Chris Collingsworth at Northwestern. He told me that Sion sat in the room with Coach Scheyer. Coach Scheyer put on the board all the All-Americans, all the future lottery picks, and all that kind of stuff. And Sion said to him, I just want to ask one question. If I outwork the men that are in front of me, will you give me an opportunity to start? That was the negotiation. And Coach Scheyer said, yes, I will. And that's exactly what he did. And they are 18-1 with him since he's been inserted into the starting lineup. As Lyndon Baines Johnson once said about the art of negotiation, I'll sit down with you and you'll sit down with me as Evans hits the jump shot. And we'll both give our sides. And at the end, you'll agree with me. Another jump shot. That one going down for Trey White. 78-47. Here's James driving. Proctor wraps it around. And one for Malawach.
As Duke team comes at you at ways, and they have you in rotation. And that time, Humphrey House had to help. He leaves Malawach inside.
Malawach, as I mentioned, competed for the South Sudan at the Olympics. Had a chance to play against the Americans. Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, two of his idols, and this is him on the floor. He scored, as he told us, against both Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid. They say this kid has a tremendous upside, and he's a baby, 18.
Well, you remember Joel Embiid at Kansas, even though he had the injuries, it was more of a defensive presence than offensive presence. And that's what they're saying, is that he may be a little bit more skilled offensively at this age if you compare he and Joel Embiid.
And a foul coming up. Emmanuel Dildy, the assistant coach, along with Will Avery, the assistant coach, told us that Malawach, he can step out and hit the three. They're just not letting him do it right now. Meanwhile, Evans called for the foul, and that's Boswell on the deck.
He came down awkwardly. Still had the presence of mind to catch and try to get the shot up, but didn't see when he came down. He landed cleanly. Let's see, foot down. Oh, right there, slipped his knee right into the floor. And I always say the floor don't give, man.
And the last thing you want here is another injury. Look at the games missed due to injury, folks. It's been just an unlucky season right now in terms of injuries and illnesses. Visage, White, Jake Davis had that stomach flu as well. Yakuchonis missed a couple. And then there's Morez Johnson. That's the biggest one for this Illinois team. And here it is from last week. We called this game, folks. What a block this was. Watch this. But he came down on that wrist. And he fractured it.
Yep. And you see how much pain he's in? You know what he told the coaching staff? Wrap it up.
Wow.
And let me play. You know, and he came back and finished the game.
And they were not going to allow that happen today. For today's game. Tonight's game.
Oh, no. But, you know, if there's any solace with this Illinois team.
Here's Mo. Joe.
Yep. You get through this game, win or lose, of course, from the 25th of February to March 7, only 3 games. And what that means is you got a time to get healthy and, more importantly, get everybody back together and get consistent practice time heading into the Big Ten tournament.
81-49. Malawach. In the future, he'll be taking that shot from straight away. Gillis, he will. Off the heel. Visage, backdoor, ball kick, Evans. miss the sights and the sounds of basketball here at the Mecca, folks. Sweet music. Just listen. Boswell straightaway three. Ivisic got a hand on it. Comes out with it. Yakuchonis. Short. And that's been the Achilles heel for Illinois in this game. 2 for 25 from the three-point line. As a team, they shoot 31% on the season. Sion uses that body and muscles that ball into the basket. The negotiator. Six players in double figures for Duke. Riley, reversing, baseline, batted out, Yakuchonis, and a whistle and foul up top.
Now watch Malawatch right here. Watch how he turns his hip. Okay, he just brushes Boswell that time, and now Sion does the rest with those broad shoulders.
Is that taught?
Oh, yeah.
Turn that hip?
Yeah, you turn it, but you don't extend your backside because they can call it an offensive foul. But if you turn into play of motion, now if you get contact, most of the officials won't call that as an offensive foul.
That's a little subtlety.
That's a little subtlety of the game. And where he dropped the pass, too, though. He dropped it with Sion was able to catch it. Ivisic came over. But again, putting that broad shoulder into the middle of the number 13 gave him enough space to finish with his right hand off the glass.
So Kasparas Yakuchonis, Lithuanian international, played for FC Barcelona last year, basically on the second team.
You remember this name?
Who?
Marciunas. Hold on, wait. Golden State.
Barcelonas?
Barcelonas. 6'6", big, strong. Oh!
Just like that. Big, strong. Both of them. Flag and Malawatch. 22 assists for Duke. Caleb Foster in the game now. He was the starting point guard before Sion James replaced him. Baseline, Boswell and a foul. And that's Cooper Flag, his third.
Well, the pick and roll and the hits just keep coming for this Duke team. I don't care who it is. Making plays is a specialty. It's a reason why this team can win a national championship.
Hey, Mickey.
85-51. Duke, this is what you do when you come to New York, folks. You gotta get a fresh pie. New York pizza. They think it's the best pizza in the world. I'm from Detroit. I think we have the best pizza. Anyway, Jimmy, it's time now for our favorite segment, which is called Hey Jimmy, where we get a chance to ask the All-American a question.
Hey,
so
Jimmy.
as Warner Wolf would say, let's go to the videotape.
Hey, Jimmy, Chicago, Detroit, or New York pizza?
Oh, that's easy.
Really? Oh, New York.
Oh, come on.
Ain't no question. The square pizzas in Detroit is cool.
Oh, we're just
Chicago sometimes too thick. New York.
Here's your New York pizza, brother. Go ahead.
I'm on a diet. Hey, you know, I can eat pizza.
If that was Detroit pizza, you'd eat it.
No, I wouldn't.
Right here.
If it was Detroit pizza, it'd be like 12,000 squares right here.
God.
What you talking about? Bravo Pizza, good looking out. I'm going to tap into you while I'm here.
Yeah, if you're not going to eat that, just hold that for me.
I know you greedy. Hey, people don't know how greedy you are. I mean, seriously, bro.
Pretzel, nachos.
What? Everything. Nachos.
hot
Remember
dogs.
that. Nachos.
Here's Boswell at the line. Kylan Boswell, transfer from Arizona. He's from Champaign, so he came home. Great leader for this team. Second free throw good. 85-53, 7:58. There's only one problem with this game, Jimmy. You know what that is?
Talk to me.
There's only 7 minutes and 54 seconds left. But guess what, folks? We get to run it back tomorrow.
Yes.
St. John's, UConn at noon. Stick with us. Foster throws it away. Boswell picks it up in crosstown, midtown traffic. Strip picked up. Kniffel. The kick. Foster gathers, banks it down. Caleb Foster.
The official is down. And it may have been somebody's foot.
That's Paul Sells.
Yeah, Paul Sells on the front row on that exchange. Folks, and
Trying to walk it off.
Yep.
Got to step on it. Looks like he may have tripped over somebody. I don't think he had a shot at it. And now the Illinois trainer stepped on the floor. Have a little discussion. And now Sells being ushered over to the sideline. So what they have decided, James Breeding just coming over and telling us that they're going to just work 2 officials as opposed to 3, as Sells is taken into the back to be looked at.
so Paul Sells is right here. And if we can run it right as he comes, see the young lady right there. See, we're all for excitement, but you got to pay attention to your surroundings when you're at courtside.
See, I wouldn't know. I didn't get a chance to sit that close to the game when I was.
You did?
Yakuchonis. And a foul. Looks like a foul coming up against Duke. A little hold on Foster. This is tomorrow, folks. St. John's, UConn. Rick Pitino, in only his 2nd year, has the St. John's Red Storm playing unbelievable basketball. And they'll run it back. They won at Connecticut in the first meeting. And this crowd at the Garden tomorrow will be jumping like this one was tonight. Foster called for the foul. R.J. Lewis was the hero in the first game. And St. John's fans are hoping that he'll play tomorrow.
I don't guarantee a lot of things, but I can say that I think a high percentage that R.J. Lewis is not going to miss that game tomorrow afternoon.
St. John says it's up to him. He's got a groin injury. Gillis off a screen. Got it.
Too many weapons.
His first bucket of the game. What an addition to have a veteran player that's got 2 degrees, that played in the national championship last year, to join your team. Boswell step back jump shot. Malawatch with a 2-handed bull. Kniffel. Malawatch. Flag. Foster. And a timeout called by Duke. Let's take a look around the NCAA. 14 conference wins for the Johnnies. Most since then, 98-99. Sparty, big win at Michigan last night. Big second half. And Oregon upsetting number 11 Wisconsin. Remember, Wisconsin just beat Illinois.
Yeah,
blew them out in Madison.
Yeah, Wisconsin has a really good combination of inside presence and excellent guard play. This Wisconsin team, Gus, is averaging like over 80 points a game in the Big Ten. I mean, they're shooting threes, they're outrunning. They have a different identity than the swing offense of the past.
And your son was the starting point guard, played in the national championship game for Wisconsin.
Yep. Two back-to-back Final Fours.
And who got Trey played that national championship game against?
Duke. Yeah, I got the honor of
Dookie strike again.
Yeah, I know, man. Covering that game too. I mean, the year before they lost to Kentucky in the Final Four, then got past Kentucky the next year and lost to Duke. And, I I mean, it says something to be as consistent of a program as Duke has been.
Leadership, Coach K. What can you say? Maybe the best to ever do it. John Wooden, Coach K.
Well, when you're able to recruit the way they are, and there's been a lot of coaches who have left the tutelage of Coach K, but haven't had the same kind of success. And I tell people, a lot of times they didn't have the same number of players and high-quality players that you got when you were recruiting at Duke.
Yeah, I tell you, but when he got there, they didn't have that quality of player. Evans, it took him time to build it, and he certainly did.
But you have to build your team differently in today's game.
Here comes Gillis off the turnover. Foster steps into the three. They want this young man to get his confidence back. He lost it a little bit. This may go a long way. Hit some good shots today. Backdoor and a foul. Trey White will go to the line.
Transition offense is something you work on all the time. Head up even. Mason Gillis can push it. Foster does the rest. You talked about gaining his confidence back. 6'5", 202 pounds. He's able to feel comfortable and confident to take that shot, but it's not just one player that can initiate the offense. It's multiple.
Lesser role this year after missing 9 games last year with an ankle fracture. Coach is telling us that came in pressing a little bit this year. 5-star recruit. He's a California Player of the Year, number 24 overall prospect, Caleb Foster.
And Gus, you've been around this too. Patience. In today's world, and it's been like this before, where young players come in and want things to happen immediately. But we see it a lot more now. Instead of being able to learn and grow and be patient with that growth, sometimes it takes away from what a young man or woman can do.
Jonas, steal and bucket. 5:17 to play in the second half. Duke 23-3. Backdoor Evans. Milk and cookies is what they call it.
Gungba with the
Easy.
beautiful pocket pass.
Down the lane, Gibbs Lawhorn.
Gibbs Lawhorn.
97-60. Foster. Great body. 6'5", 202. Gungba. Drives on Ivisic. Tries to take him in deep. Ivisic with the rebound. Gibbs Lawhorn. Pogo stick. High archer guy.
You get buckets, man. And you talk to the coaching staff. He's the one player that he's talking about shot clock going down. You need to create a shot. Gibbs Lawhorn can definitely fill it up.
Out of bounds and last touch by Illinois. And a sub coming in. This will be Davis. Nate Davis, the sophomore.
Davis replaces Ben Humrickhouse.
Humrickhouse on the bench now. Foster the inbounder for Duke. Evans breaking to the ball, guarded by Yakuchonis. Faces. Headsy. Baseline Foster. Bring it up. 11 of 21 from the three-point line. No call on the play. Great body control by Trey White as he absorbed the bump. Duke with 100 points. They put 100 up against Stanford last week at Cameron. They call this place, folks, Cameron North. Duke loves playing at the Garden, and you can see why. 3:21 to play. Second half, Dukie's rolling.
An MSC.
And welcome back. 100-64, 3:21 to go in the second half. Let's take a look at the main event and what he's done tonight.
He's went about his business like a pro. And I always say this about, high usage plays. You don't have to force your shots because the ball will gravitate towards you. It's what you do with it when you have it. And playing with the confidence that he does, but also entrusting his teammates and vice versa, this allows him to be so efficient. And also, when his teammates are playing well, like all great players, it makes the game a lot easier on him to kind of do his thing.
So the numbers for Cooper Flagg this evening: 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and he's only played 23 minutes. He averages 32 minutes a game. Gotten some early foul trouble, had to sit for a bit, but look at that line. What does he play in the NBA? A point guard?
No, he'll play the small forward at the 3 in the NBA. He made the 3. But in a small ball lineup, play the 4.
6'9". Evans. Inside, and how about this? Darren Harris right off the bench from Herndon, Virginia. Paul the Six again, another Paul the Six player, along with Gungba. Gibbs Lawhorn looking for a shot. Tucker. Luke comes out with it. Foster, hard push into the front court. The kick, Gillis shows it. Drives, kicks, reversal. And that was a little bit off the mark.
A little bit.
For Darren Harris. He just came in the game.
Okay. He squared it up, let it go, but a little too excited.
Gungba gets closer. How about those feet? The dream shape. They teach you that at Duke when you're big man.
The lost art is not so lost with regards to bigs inside and still working on those post moves. And you saw excellent display by Gungba right there.
Visic and a foul coming up.
Balance, Gus, is what it's all about. When you have a post player that can get you hard-earned points, when the shots are not going in from the perimeter, and you have confidence to dump it down, it makes you an extremely imposing offensive team.
So the subs will get an opportunity to hit the floor here at the world's most famous arena. Spencer Hubbard. They're bringing him into the game. Neil Begovic, number 20, they're bringing him into the game. As well as Cameron Sheffield, number 13, is going to come in. A life memory right here.
Yeah.
Out of the game, Evans, Gungba, Gillis. I like this number 55, man. Spencer Hubbard. He's 5'8", around my height.
But isn't this the beauty about college, though? Because they're able to receive the applause and the warm welcome at the Garden, something that like you said, that you will never forget.
I saw Spencer Hubbard practicing yesterday, number 55. Little guy. Boy, he practiced so hard. He pushed all of the starters.
Spencer Hubbard got some good hair, man.
Yes, he does.
It's over there bouncing and
Remember
floating.
when your hair was like that? Full and rich?
Man.
No thin spots. No gray. Foster, good minutes for him here. And he hits another J. That's the kid they thought that he would be, that he is, and will be again.
You know, I'd love to keep trying, and I know this game is a blowout, but where his offense and his confidence goes from here, because he's been able to be very productive and knock down his shots. And if this is a springboard for him moving forward for the rest of the year.
And they'll need him.
Oh, big time. I mean, you can never have enough scoring and shooting.
Begovic with the rebound. He gets into the box score. To the basket. And a foul coming up. As Darren Harris will go to the line and shoot free throws. Darren Harris Gatorade Virginia Player of the Year last season, averaging 17 points, 4.5 rebounds, won a state title, earned a top 50 national rank. So you got guys coming off the bench that are,
well, but wasn't that how it was back in the day, though?
Yeah.
Think about the big schools. You had a depth on your bench of young players who had those kind of accolades.
.126 to play. We knew that Illinois, it would be a big task for the Fighting Illini with all the things that they've gone through this season. Here's Hubbard. Crowd wants him to take a shot. Bernard. Baseline. Out of bounds for Sheffield. A.J. Red with the ball now. Subs in also for Illinois and the foul. So coming up for the #3 team in the nation, the Duke Blue Devils. They will improve to 24-3, and this is their schedule.
And it's at Miami, Florida State, Wake Forest, and that, of course, a big game at UNC. A time to continue to keep the momentum going heading into the ACC tournament.
Wake Forest, I remember I called Tim Duncan's final game at Cameron. And from what I remember, there was something that happened that stopped play. And he sat cross-legged underneath the stanchion. And Wake went on to win that game. From what I understand, Coach Krzyzewski didn't like it then and still doesn't like it now. Hubbard, he got it! Spencer Hubbard steps into that J like he's been on the floor all day. Duke, watch out, folks. Everybody can knock down a jumper. 110-65. The way they're playing, they give the Knicks a hard time. How about this?
Gus, stay ready.
You don't have to get ready.
You don't have to get ready. And, you know, again, I don't like to call it garbage minutes because these minutes mean a lot to these young men who are playing. Look at that.
.100 points, the most they've scored since 2018. 33 seconds to go. Let's see if Hubbard gets another shot off. Crowd favorite here. He's not afraid to handle the ball in space either. Look at him. Sheffield drives, double pump, no. Illinois comes out with it for the final 14 seconds. White off the glass and in. 6 seconds, and that should do it. Duke will cross half court. What a performance. The Blue Devils improved to 24-3. Duke looked like an NBA team out there on an NBA court, dominated from wire to wire, never trailed, and led by as many as 45 points. True team effort. 7 players in double figures, 28 assists with only 6 turnovers. The main event, 16, 7, and 5 dimes in 24 minutes. And Illini, they shot 2 for 26 from the three-point line.
Domination by one of the best teams in the country, and it was a total team effort. I'm still sold on Illinois, if healthy, the complete roster on how good they can be. But it's a big if, but if they get there, I think they could be dangerous.
7 players with 10 or more. Duke with the most points for them in a game since 2018. It's been an event here at the world's most famous arena. The Duke Blue Devils continue to dominate. For Allison Williams and Jimmy Jackson, the All-American, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from NYC. You've been watching Fox Prime Time.